Guys, oh, there's my coffee. I thought I left my coffee. I can't go live without my coffee. I have to have my coffee. Hi, everyone. How are you? No one's on yet, but I'm still being excited. We'll give everyone a second to hop on. I'm going to do a little introduction because I'm going to put this on the podcast as well. If this is your first time here, this is our weekly book club. So every Wednesday at 12 Eastern, I pop on Instagram and we kind of talk through, we're talking through this book right now. So I do this with my team with Bellamy, and then I opened it up so that everyone could join. Hey, Christina, I'm so glad you're here. It makes me less nervous when I personally know somebody who's on my live. I'm like, okay, I actually know this person, so I'm really glad you're here. Hello. Happy Wednesday, you guys. Okay, before we get into the next chapter of the book, while we're waiting on everyone, I am obsessed with this iced coffee I made. So I got myself an espresso machine for you're so welcome. Thank you for hopping on. For my Christmas present, I was like, I'm buying myself an espresso machine, and it is now officially part of my personality. I just made the best iced coffee. It's like a Blue Pod. I'd have to look at the name. The first time I've used this one, and look at it. It's in a Christmas cup, which first of all makes me very happy, and it's really good. So I'm jacked on coffee, so we're going to do that. Okay, so we're going to talk about the next part of our book. I'm sorry I wasn't on last week, first of all. I had some stuff going on, and then I did plan on coming on and doing it anyway on Thursday, and then, I don't know what happened. It just didn't work out, so we're going to do it today. So if this is your first time here and you're interested in this book, the replay is up, or you can get it on Amazon. I think it might actually be $5 if you want the Kindle edition. It's not bad, but it's called 1,000 Little Things Happy Successful People Do Differently. And it's a really good book for if you want something that's really short and sweet that you can get into and get a little pep in your step for the mornings. I like to do something in the morning. Usually when I sit down at my desk to work, I will do some kind of something, whether it's listen to a podcast or read something really short like this. These chapters are 3 pages. You can totally do it. So the next section, we went through kind of the intro last time, which had really good information in it. And it talked a lot about managing your expectations so that you're not disappointed, which I have a really hard time with because in my head, I have laid out exactly how I want things to go. I'm trying to let go of that. I'm trying to do better personally. Hey. Okay, I'm trying to do better personally with managing my expectations. So, for example, I talked a little bit about this on my post on Instagram yesterday, but I watched a TikTok from a girl yesterday, and she was also talking about managing your expectations. So, pretend I feel this is a bad analogy because everyone on here but Christina is a guy. So maybe it's not a good analogy for you. Switch it up in your head. But as a girl, you talk about pretend you are female. I know that might be hard. And you are really in love with your boyfriend, right? And you really want him to propose. And it talked a lot about, would you want to sit down and plan out exactly how he was going to propose and then have him do it? Or would you rather be surprised and not know when it's coming, but just have faith that it was coming so you could really just see what he does and enjoy the moment? And that really struck home for me because I realized personally, if I sat down and planned out every little thing of this very special moment, it wouldn't mean as much. It wouldn't be a little surprise, which sometimes surprises are the best things in life. So it talks about managing your expectations and just going with the flow. Okay, so I made some notes and we're going to talk about it real quick. So she went through, I think it's a guy and a girl, I think they're married actually, Mark and Angel. Their name is Angela. It's Angel. It goes through and it lists 6 situations on how you can find gratitude in challenging moments. So another really big part of the book is finding gratitude in moments of difficulty because it helps change your perspective and really reframe what's happening in your life. Hold on, coffee break. So, she talked about 6 different sections. She talked about how to find gratitude when you're dealing with difficult people, when you are in kind of a complaining mindset where everything is going wrong, when you're feeling overwhelmed. And then she touched on a couple of more difficult things, like maybe job loss, health problems, and death. So I'm really going to focus on the difficult people thing because this is something I have trouble with. I personally have a lot of trouble when somebody is difficult, finding the gratitude in that situation. I do not like difficult people. It overwhelms me. So if you're dealing with a difficult person, someone who is just like triggering you and making your life so difficult, and you are just struggling to deal with this person, they talk a lot about reframing so that you have a sense of gratitude for this person, which I know sounds crazy, but it's going to flip your mindset and make dealing with them so much better and easier. So they first of all talk about not lowering your standards. So don't lower how you expect to be treated as a human being. Like, everybody has standards and like a threshold, hey Jay, and a threshold for how they should be treated. So don't lower your standards, but remove your expectations of what's going to happen when you deal with this person. So that can be like twofold, right? So say let me make up a scenario. Say I work with like this really difficult person at work, and I have a phone call coming up with them. Hey, it's going well. Thank you for coming on. So I could have an expectation that it's going to go really well and they're going to be like chipper today. I could also have an expectation that they're going to be extremely difficult and make my day absolute hell. So those are two expectations. It talks about removing that altogether because you don't have control over how this person is going to act, for one, but you're not going to be disappointed. So if your expectations, hey Melissa, if your expectations are that this is going to go really great with this difficult person, I'm going to own it, this is all going to just be amazing, and then it doesn't go that way, you're going to be really disappointed. So removing those expectations really helps. Desiree, hi. And then they talked a lot about being grateful in that moment of difficulty. So like I said, if you can reframe it so that you have this gratitude, it switches your mindset. So some ways to do that are thinking about, well, I'm really grateful that I'm having the opportunity to work with this really difficult person because it's teaching me how I don't want to act with others, how I don't want to behave in life. It's giving me an opportunity to really practice my patience, which maybe is an area you struggle in, or everyone can strengthen their aptitude for patience, right? It's giving you an opportunity to practice your communication skills. So down the road, if you meet another difficult person, you're really just going to own it. And then it talks to, if you cannot wrap your head around being grateful for this really difficult person, think about all the people you have in your life who aren't difficult and be grateful for them. Like, I'm grateful for my friend Desiree. She always listens to me complain. Always. Even when she is on vacation in Mexico like she is right now, she will listen to me and she will calm me down, which is really, really great. Hey Chad, how are you doing? My Louisville friend. Okay. So that's something about finding gratitude in difficult people. So maybe you are overwhelmed or you're complaining a lot. Sometimes those go hand in hand. It's kind of the same thing. Like recognizing if you have set an expectation that is not helping you in this moment. So say I'm really overwhelmed at work. Maybe I expect it is Friday, right? And I expected that the day was going to go really smooth and I was going to quit work a little bit early. I had these expectations. And like some a-hole schedules a meeting for 4 p.m. Maybe now I'm overwhelmed. I'm not prepared. I had these expectations that at 4 p.m. I was going to be going to Applebee's and getting a margarita. I don't know why I picked Applebee's. But if you can remove those expectations, you're not going to be disappointed. You're maybe not going to be as overwhelmed with how your day is going. And then again, reframing it so that you can find the gratitude in the moment. So I'm really grateful that I get to have this job where I make good income, maybe focus on that. I'm grateful that I get to do this at 4 p.m. on a Friday because now even though it's 4 p.m. and that may not be ideal, I don't have to deal with it at 8 a.m. on a Monday, which is maybe even worse. So finding those little moments of gratitude can sometimes really help to reframe and retrain your brain. So that's a little bit about the chapter today. If you're hopping on just now, it does go through more if you're dealing with more difficult things like job loss or death, even health problems, how to maybe reframe those more difficult situations into gratitude, because sometimes it's really, really hard to find a reason to be grateful in that moment. But if you can do it and retrain your brain, it's really, really just going to help you be more happy. So hopefully you enjoyed that. This is episode 2 of the 1,000 Little Things. Next week, we're going to talk about, let's skip ahead and see what we're going to talk about next time. Mistakes that make people unhappy. So we'll go through that next time. But thank you guys. Love you all. I hope you have a great Wednesday, and I will see you next week. Bye.